Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to Ipswich. And I do apologise that the last episode was cancelled. I had a very, very busy day. But we are back here at Ipswich and used that time that I had to come up with a new game plan. And we are not doing very well at the moment because Europe is kicking in. And that means that our results, our great start to the season, including winning the Community Shield against Arsenal, our great start has kind of gone pear-shaped. And that's to do with all the games that we're beginning to play now. And so I've had to come up with a brand new plan. And so as the club vision is that we are not expected to do particularly well in Europe. We're just expected to reach the Europa League proper, which we have done. I've decided to play the reserve team in Europe. And so we're going to have two teams. I'm going to play the main. Hey, Kayvan. And how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. So I'm going to play the reserve team in Europe and just see if we can qualify with the reserve team. I very much doubt it, but it doesn't matter in this season. We shouldn't be in Europe in our third season. It was just that we won the FA Cup last year, and suddenly we found ourselves in the Europa League. Actually, when I look at that, it's not a bad team. And some of these boys need to prove themselves. So especially Unava, Chaplin, Diallo, they need to prove themselves. And I've got all my first team there, all lined up on the bench, which does mean that we are getting back to fitness because Fernandez is almost ready. Juan Lu is, he's almost fit. He can play 60 minutes. Afternoon, Max. How are you doing, my friend? And so it's going to be an interesting experiment, this. We are, no matter who, we are going to keep our first team for the Premier League, and we are going to play the reserves in the Champions League. And if we look at the teams that we are playing, we've got the Zrinjski. I don't know where they're even from. They are in Bosnia-Herzegovina, however you say that. So hopefully a victory there. Then we're going to lose against Beşiktaş and AZ and probably AA Ghent. Then we have teams like Rakov. We've got a chance, I think, against them. And then Zvezda. So if we can pick up 9 points and then maybe 1 or 2 points from the other games, we might even qualify. Who knows? But that's how we're going to play it. We're actually not doing too bad in the Premier League when all is told. We're third best in terms of attacking returns, and we're ninth best in terms of goals conceded. I think that we can only do our best. Stefan, how are you, my friend? And we're not going to get too stressed out and depressed. It is what it is. We have bitten off more than we can chew, and I do need to check that I am in the correct settings. I don't want match sounds. We are in extended. We're ready to rock and roll. And hopefully, let's get off to a winning start against this Zrinjski team. I looked in the data hub. There's not much information that I have. I don't even have a scout report. They're going to play wing play. And so therefore I've set up in a mid-block with a standard line. And we'll see what we can make of this. So let's go. I know he wants the first team out. I don't. And yeah, let's play positive. Let's go for it. I'm not going to go shoot on sight. I want us to be a little bit more accurate, a little bit more patient around the penalty area. And looking for big games from Luca, Unava, Chaplin, Diallo. Looking for big games from them, particularly today. Sila is a good player, and although he's not in my first team plans at the moment, he will be in the first team plans. We'll look at it again after Christmas and see what's happening. I'm going with this team, and who knows? The team are fairly happy about the selection, which is surprising. And these are, yes, Stefan, these are two very, very difficult saves that I'm doing at the moment. The Manchester United one is so hard. given the shape that he's trying to play in. And we're really struggling there. And I say we're really struggling. Actually, are we really struggling? Because we're there or thereabouts in terms of Europa League. It just seems like every game is a tough struggle to get results. I have no information on this team, so I have to leave it to... and yeah, I can't say I expect to see a much better performance because it's a different team. So I'm going to say our home form is important to us. And let's go out there. Let's give them a game and see what happens. Sila is quite aggressive. I have to keep an eye on him. Good afternoon, I think it is, Tunkai. How are you, my friend? And here we go then. It was a very disappointing game against Arsenal last time out. And let's hope that we've set it up right and that we can get a result here. They are, reputation-wise, a similar club to us. So it's not a roll-me-over team by any stretch of the imagination. And who knows what's going to happen. We do seem to have the ball, though. It's important we win the second balls just like that. Don't know if you notice, FM, but you're in good form when you are winning the second balls. And generally, it's an indication that you're set up right when you are winning the second balls. Go on, Chaplin. Go on, son. And he's put us a goal ahead. And that's exactly the start that I was wanting. And this is a brilliant start. And what a pass. I think it was... Who was it? It was Unavar's pass. And I did say I wanted big games from those boys today. Unavar, Chaplin, Luca and Diallo. And we've got two of them off to a great start. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Stefan. It's very much like real life. And I'm struggling with the shape that he wants to play in. Really struggling with the shape he wants to play in. Because he doesn't have the manpower, the squad to play in that shape. But he's driven by what he wants to do, and I think it will work once he gets the players. There's nothing wrong with the way he's set up. It's just it's 1-1 already. And playing wing play, they did get behind my wing back there on the right. They are similar reputation. This isn't going to be an easy fixture, but they did get behind us, and I do need to watch the runs of this Elozovic. I think he's going to be the main man, getting him behind us by the look of it, and I need to stop him making those runs. And we need to just make sure that everybody is alert when he does. And obviously with no information on who the playmaker was or whatever, I couldn't set up for that. The United save is painful. This one is just as painful. And it's difficult. Oh, almost. I mean, we're giving them a game. And this is a game that I would want 3 points from. If we can get 3 points from the weaker teams, that will give us 12 points. You only need 1 or 2 more then to qualify for the playoffs. So this is a team I would be wanting 3 points from. And maybe we'll get the 3 points, maybe we won't. But we are the better team. And by a street at the moment. They just had that one opportunity and scored. And that's because I didn't know who to mark in midfield. That's unfortunate. But my scouts didn't give me any information. And it does look like midfield is where their playmakers are. Tyman's having a good game for us, as well as Unavar, Chaplin. So I'm hoping that we'll get another goal or 2, maybe, before the game is over. It's interesting to see that they are focused mainly down the middle, and only 12% has come from the left. And what I'm going to do as a result of that is I'm going to push the line up. And I think because we need to close the space in the middle, and that might then hopefully force them to go out wide again. where we can then step back a bit. But at the moment, we're under the cosh again. And it does, like, when you're a weaker team, it seems like that they only need very few scoring chances, the opposition, and they will score goals. Whereas we need like hundreds of opportunities before we'll get a goal. But at the moment, it's pretty much an even contest. They're two evenly matched teams, and I'm not happy with them. They need to know that. Defensively, we've not been at our best. There's two players I need to have a word with, and that is Diallo and Sola, and tell them I'm not happy and see how they react. And oh boy, come on boys, let's go and get a win here. Let's start this episode in a happy frame of mind. And the centre-backs look comfortable. They're having problems. They're comfortable on the ball. They're having problems in the air against their striker. But we only need to get another goal, and then I think we'll open the floodgates. And it is Ipswich who is causing me most of the problems. A right to tight mark him, but I might have to put someone on him. And Tunkai's set pieces are also installed in this save. So Tunkai, let's hope that your set pieces can get me some goals. With I guess they're going to have to learn them. They will need to get used to doing set pieces that way. But we have Luca up front, and surely Luca's going to get some goals from set pieces. Psychoscripts, how are you doing? 3 hat-tricks in 6 games. I wish you'd do the same for me. How are you playing him? What role are you playing him in, Psychoscripts? That's a lovely pass, and Chaplin has got another one. It's now 2-1. We are back. We are back in front. And Chaplin's having the game of his life. He obviously wants to get in the first team. And he's having the game of his life. He's up against Cole Palmer for that position, and he wants that position. And he's made it 2-1, his second goal of the game. Good afternoon, Andy. Good to see you here in the Ipswich save. Quick hello before you're doing the school run. Absolutely brilliant to see you in here. And come on, where is Luca? Let's get another goal from a set piece, Luca. Go on, son. And he has. And Tunkai is a genius. And Lorenzo Luca has made it 3-1. And I wanted big games from those 3, plus Diallo. Diallo's let me down a little bit. But those 3 others have come up with the goods. We're 3-1 up now. It was probably right. You can see clearly that they're playing focus mainly through the middle. The information I got was wrong. So lifting the line was probably the right thing to do. It's compressed the space in the middle, and they're struggling now. But let's not write them off just because it's 3-1. We need to be focused, because wing play, it doesn't look like it. It's through the middle, looking visually through the middle as well. But we're winning the ball comfortably now. And I think we might have sorted out the issues. A lovely pass. Chaplin's in again. Where's Luca? Looks for a pass, can't get a pass away. And it stays 3-1. Be careful on the counter-attack, boys. One of the things I worry about is that we're playing positive. But they can do that all day. I don't mind. And playing positive means that we are going to be vulnerable on the counter-attack. Which is why I like balance. You're less vulnerable on the counter-attack in a balanced mode. But when you're positive, obviously you're going to create more chances. And I want to create chances because I think we're better up top than we are at the back. marginally. There's not much in it. But they've gone down the flanks again, which is annoying. But we've managed to snuff it out. And they almost got one back. And we're doing all right. I'll say we're doing okay. Silla has got himself injured. So probably we do need to replace him. I'll just give it a second or two and then make a couple of changes. Go on, Chaplin. But that's going to come to nothing. Oh, you're playing him with yeah, okay, in a pair. He's probably going to be better in a pair. And I've thought about maybe after Christmas changing the system to a 4-4-2, and we're in again, and he's missed it. And who was that? Was that Unavar? And he's missed it. I think it's time to make some changes now if Silla is injured. And he's on a yellow card as well. So let's get Scott McKenna on. These now, of course, are the big guns coming on. Diallo is improving, so I don't think I need to take him off. And I don't need to rest anybody. Maybe Luca, maybe Chaplin. Carrillo and Diallo are the ones who are not playing very well. I'm going to give Humphreys a run out. Let's put him on a support duty. Don't really want him. And we'll keep it at that for now. Because we're not looking really tired either. We've just about edged it, I think. The XG is better. We've had more possession than the opposition. We have had more shots. But their shots on target ratio is very good. They do get a lot of shots on target. And they're not out of this game. If we can get another one, I'd say they're out of it. And I'd say we're doing very well in Europe. And that's a lovely pass. Go on, Sola. Into the box. And it's gone wide again. It's deflected. So what? How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. And, yeah, send it to me, Tunkai. Why not? I'll have a look at it and then we'll try it out. Why not? Because I haven't had time to work on set pieces. I do know people have found ways to overpower set pieces, and probably you have. If we've scored from one today, you probably have as well. And I think that we've got them rattled now. Playing with the high line, moving to the high line was definitely the right thing to do. But the defence are working very hard in the second half. The two wing-backs are playing really well. And Salas has had a very fine game as well. Defensively, we've been very solid. I do pride myself on defensive stuff. I'm not the greatest attacking manager, but I do pride myself on often, very often, being at the top of the goals conceded league. And almost made it 4, but it wasn't to be. That was Diallo. And we can't get this 4th, which will make the game safe. I'm going to make my last 3 changes in a minute. As Luca at the back post this time. And I'll go and make my changes. I think we'll bring off Luca. And then we will bring off Diallo, who's had a poor game. And Juan Lu can come on for him. Yeah, we'll keep him on an attack. And then I think Chaplin probably is the other one who needs a rest. And we will bring on Cole Palmer for Chaplin. And see what Cole Palmer can do in the last 15 minutes or so. So it's been up to now a very good performance. I do need to watch that they are perhaps looking to go more down the flanks now, as this tends to drift away. It looks like they are still trying to play through the middle, but they could launch an attack down the the right-hand side. So I'm going to put Timon on a support duty so that he stays where he should be for now. And has more defensive responsibility down that left-hand side, which they seem to be attacking a bit more. And here is Timon. Go on, son. Go on. Lovely cross into the box. Hursty can't put it away. And it's still 3-1. You want me to go through more pain? So what challenge do you have in mind? I'm looking for challenges for FM25, and I do like a bit of pain, as you boys can tell. Another chance has gone wide. I think that was Hurst again. I may have to change those over at some point, and the second team is always open to change. It could always change. I think now I need to close the game down a little bit. So we'll go to a balanced style. We'll try and keep the ball. Time waste a little bit for now. Be a little bit more disciplined, perhaps. Slow the pace down. We're not going to come into a low block. I'm just going to stay as it is. What I do want to do, though, is come off the trigger press. I want us to keep our shape a bit more rather than dashing out of shape. So we'll come off the trigger press a little bit. But we're passing the ball around nicely. We've looked good today, but this is the Europa League, and FM does tend to be very gentle on you in the Europa League group stage, and we've made it 4-1 now. It's Humphreys who's made it 4-1. We look like a very good team at the moment. See you later, Andy. Hopefully we'll catch up with you Sunday. Have a good day, mate. Favourite snooker player? Not in the modern era, but I have many from long ago. Obviously, I was born in Llanelli, so Terry Griffiths, and I knew Terry Griffiths. I took over his insurance round when he became a professional snooker player. And, of course, there were players like, in the old days, Alex Hurricane Higgins, and then there was Steve Davis. But in the modern era, I don't really know them, to be honest. Play Juve, but with the formation of Thiago Motta. Okay, I can certainly look that up. And so what? And I'm running out of time, though, for saves. Yeah, Terry Griffiths, Tom, just died recently, which is very sad. He was a perfect gent. Very, very lovely guy. Well done, lads. That was a good win for us. So it's a good start, and Europe is going well. Unfortunately, the Premier League is not matching it. And, Salas made his debut. Chaplin, outstanding. He wants to play in the first team, I think. Unavar also had a very good game. And I still want to rest these players, even though they're being rotated. It's really important that we rest the players. And one good thing is that you'll sort the rotation stuff. Yeah, I think that if I try to do it as I was, you could see by the results. It's never going to work, Stefan. Never, ever going to work. Leeds a bottom of the table team. You know my record against bottom of the table teams. I think I'm going to keep playing the way that we are. We are at home to Leeds, and I think we should focus on attacking. And maybe, yeah, the team will change slightly. So we will have Garosable back at full-back. We'll have Castiles back in goal. Brandon Williams will come in at left-back. Scott McKenna. These boys are all fit now. Harwood Bellis. Of course, we're going to get injuries. That will mean that players will have to double up. But hopefully that won't be too many. And then we have Fernandez is not quite ready yet. So Hartel will have to play again. I don't have anybody else. Unless I play... Who did I take off? Carrillo can come in as the DLP. He's fitter than Hartel. And then Humphreys, of course, comes in as the centre mid. And I'm going to keep him on a support duty because I'm going to have the winger who will be Juan Lu. He will go on an attack duty. And then Cole Palmer will be on support. And Ryan Gould will come onto the wing. George Hurst will play up front for now, but his place is in danger from Luca. And if Luca keeps scoring goals and Hurst is not in good form at the moment, then that could change. And now I still have the same bench. So I need to just remove these guys. And then set the bench up. And then we'll have Sola, Timon, Sela. And we don't need Fassini. Fassini actually can play for Humphreys. That is a thought. Fassini can come in there, play the centre mid on support. Although it is Humphreys' place. Fassini should have played in Europe instead of Carrillo if I'd thought about it. He's still not fit. He's going to be 5 days, so he's not going to make it for Leeds. Fassini, Hartel can be rested. Diallo and Lorenzo Luca. So just looking at Fassini would be the attacking mid. We have two mids. Yep, this is going to work as long as the first team can actually go out there and win their games. Leeds is a key game. Yeah, we got 7 points, and if you remember last season, we were pretty much safe by Christmas. We had 39 points, I think. I don't think it's going to be the same this season. We have to win these games like Leeds and Crystal Palace. Because they're vital to us. Absolutely vital. We got to try and pick up points wherever we can. They're good at set pieces. And they win a lot of the aerial duels, so that's why we need to get Harwood Bellis in there. But they do have a lot of negatives. Work rate's not very good. They don't mark very well. They don't have any pace. I wonder how they're going to play. We go to the data hub. How are they going to play? Wing play. It's interesting that they don't have any pace and yet they're going to play wing play. But they're playing a 4-4-2, which I hate. They've got a winger and an attacking wing back. That doesn't look good to me. But Daniel James is left-footed, so he's going to come inside. I don't believe that. I think Harrison is also left-footed, isn't he? He can play with either. So they could come inside off both flanks. They may not be playing wing play. 4-2-3-1 suggests wing play, and the 4-4-2 suggests wing play. But they might line up with other styles which are not wing play. I don't know. This is a tricky one. I'm going to start, obviously, given the instructions, we'll start with a standard line. But it might not turn out to be wing play. So we want defending corners at this point against Leeds. This is, yeah, you're right. This is a big game, this one. It's a season saver. And we'd really need to get a win here. I'm kind of concerned about playing positive. Should I set up not to lose? Go into a low block, set up not to lose? Should I go for the jugular? Should I set up in a mid block and just wait? 5.25. You're having a laugh, Solar. Hartel, 5.75. You are having a laugh as well. Encouraged to very happy. I find that really odd that they go from very encouraged to very happy when they've just had a right rocket. Why would they be very happy when they've just been told off? Oh, I love getting told off. I have a question. Looks a bit weird when the DLP stands a bit to the right. You mean the Leeds team? Where are we? The DLP is on the left, so he's probably and we got a box to box. So the DLP is going to just sit in this area. He's not going to go very far. He does need to be taken out because he's obviously the playmaker. And Greenwood probably needs marking. The other one we need to leave alone because if we mark him, it'll pull our team out of shape. Hartel and Chaplin, no, we're doing my system now. We're going to have fresh players playing in the Premier League. And hopefully, if Chaplin has another good game in the next Champions League game, then it's possible that we might switch him and Palmer over. But at the moment, Palmer owns the number 10 shirt, quite rightly. But he's got to prove himself. He hasn't been brilliant, Palmer. One question, when you're against a stronger opponent, but they play a cautious mentality, if they're playing cautious, it would be very odd because what they're trying to do is they are trying to draw you out. Because they're going to assume that you are sitting back because they are stronger and going to defend. If they're playing cautious, what it means is that they're not going to attack so much. So it pulls your team out, which means that you're going to leave spaces. So I wouldn't change the way that you play. I'd set up in a mid block or a low block and just play them at their own game. And it will be, you'll probably find that it's like about 2 shots each at half time. So I'd play them at their own game because the minute you go positive and they are stronger than you, then you are leaving space at the back. Think about why you would play cautious. You'd play cautious to help pull the opposition team towards your goal, leaving space behind them. They're doing exactly the same, even though they're stronger than you. They want you out of shape. So no counter press, no. I wouldn't even click counter attack in that situation. Hey Rafa, how are you doing? Blake, your formation, I meant. It's a bit weird when the DLP stands to the right. Does it? Yeah, maybe you're right, because in essence, really, the DLP should be more to the left to cover for the wing-back that's attacking up this left-hand side. But when I put this together, this DLP is the main man. And if you've got a really good one, he's up here, close to the centre mid. But you'll also find him up here, supporting the attacking mid, which creates the overload down the right-hand side. He's crucial to creating the 3-on-2s that you get down this side. This team isn't playing this system very well because their players are not good enough yet. But if we ever get to the point where we've got really good players here, you'll see him right next door to the centre mid. They're very close together. And then he will also drift. He'll drift into these areas, creating with these two a 3-on-2 on that side. With good players, you'll have him on a support duty so that he goes much further up the pitch. At the moment, we've got them on a defend because I want to help the defence, because the defence isn't good enough. I don't know if that answers the question. I don't know, Blake, if that answers the question, but it's to do with attacking more than defending that he's on the right-hand side. And if you've ever played this 4-1-2-2-1, you'll notice your goals, that there's so many overloads come down that right-hand side. And you get so many tap-ins for forwards because we've got a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1 on that side. Little cross from the edge of the box into the 6-yard box, easy tap-in. You get loads of goals like that. But this team are not playing the system very well. And I wonder how much the learning... They still got a lot of learning to do in terms of the roles. But hopefully they'll be fine. If you remember, we weren't playing this last season. We were... I think we had a 4-2-1-3 last season. We've changed it this year. So we need to be... He wants to go balanced. And I did say that, balanced and in a low block. Let's not lose. I did say that. Let's set up originally not to lose. So play balanced. Let's go into a low block. And we can attack later on. He's upset. Unava is upset about being left out. He's an awful start to the season and should not be upset at all. You'll get your game time. I don't want to focus on the poor form. I want to say we're favourites for a reason. I'm expecting solid defence. And let's get some quality finishing, George. Go on, George. You've got the ability. Now let's go and see. Let's see some of that quality coming out today. So I do agree with the assistants, and sometimes you've just got to take his advice. And I did say before the game started, maybe I should set up not to lose. And maybe we should be thinking, let's focus on Leeds not scoring and not giving the ball away. And what I've forgotten to do is to take out the playmaker. Yeah, he's already type marked. Harrison is a good player. Shackleton, I think, was the box-to-box. And the playmaker is not that great, but I'm going to type mark him anyway. As you can see, there's a difference between the two teams. I don't know what Leeds were doing in midweek, but there is a difference between the fitness and the health of the two teams. And I wonder if this might work. If we can get an early goal, that would be nice. And this is supposed to be my first team, based on form at the moment. But FM is a strange thing sometimes. Sometimes your second team plays better than your first team. Carrillo, nicely done. Into the box! Almost, but it's a good start. And you'll definitely see that our focus will probably be down the left, and that's how this tactic should work. That most of our play comes down the left, but then suddenly we've got players free in this space here. And that's how this tactic is supposed to work. They're not playing it particularly well at the moment, but we've made a good start. We just got to score a goal. And we're stopping Leeds from playing completely. I can't see. They haven't even been in our half. Finally, they've come into our half. And it does look a bit like they're focused on the wings, but they're not causing us too many problems at the moment. Hopefully that'll stay and that we'll sneak a goal here. And Hurst will come up with the goods. Generally, our attacks should be down the left-hand side, which frees a lot of space down this right-hand side. And it's not quite working yet. But it will come. It usually does. Brandon Williams is having a good game. That's down the left-hand side. So hopefully we'll see an example of one of those goals. Sent one player back to the youth team when he complained. I do consider it sometimes. What we're not doing is getting our shots on target at the moment. And that's a function of the lines. Sometimes I feel like we need to be tough. Sometimes I feel like what you need to do is just attack. But I'm not brave enough to do that, especially when your defence isn't very good. And there's this wing play stuff. He's hit the post with the header. But in all fairness, I'd have been upset if they scored. They haven't really been in the game. Asprey are starting to come into the game. But come on, boys, come on. Let's get a good winning start here in the league. And that will mean... That's a lovely pass. What are you doing? And there it's coming down finally down the right-hand side. It's not a good example of it. But it went down the right-hand side. And that's where the danger is. Although most of the play takes place down the left. Come on, boys. Come on. So we are the better team, and we're starting to get shots on target, which is pleasing. We've got all the possession, and I don't think we need to do anything. If the shots on target ratio was a bit lower, then I probably would be thinking about moving the lines. I need you to step up, boys. Come on. Hurst Gould. I mean, is this my first team or is this my second team? That's what I need to be telling them. Do you want to be removed from duties and go into the Europa League nonsense? It's like... sometimes I feel like my second team is better than my first team. But of course, the Premier League is tougher than the team we've just played in the Europa League. Well done. Oh, was it a foul, was it? Hurst, I think, is having a poor game. I'm just going to tell him, demand more from him. If he doesn't come up with the goods soon, then he's coming off. And he may well lose his place in the first team to Luca. So Hurst may be starting in the next Europa League game. Again, that was a poor pass. But that's fine. We can deal with that all. Oh, you're kidding me, FM. Just as I said, that's fine. We can deal with that all day. We failed to deal with it. What's up with the aerial defending? Yeah, I know. We're especially when we are defending set pieces. They always win the first ball. We do have an injury, do we? Who was it that got injured? Nobody seems to be injured. My assistant just told me somebody got injured. But nobody seems to be. Was it one of the defenders? No, they all seem to be fine. There doesn't seem to be an issue here. So I think that given we are dominating this game, we do need to be a little bit more attacking. And what I will do is I'm going to go to a positive mentality. I'm going to push Humphreys up. See if we can get him in the box. But we have a corner anyway. I was wondering where the camera was going there. But no, unfortunately, Tunkai's set pieces didn't do the trick. But yes, they did. Scott McKenna has made it 1-0. And Leeds aerial defending too, Stefan. This leaves something to be desired. Oh, please no offside. Dubby daft FM. It's awarded. Well done, Tunkai. Another set piece wizardry. But it really wasn't the set piece. It was the set piece was finished. It was a good cross from Gould for a change. Yeah, he's the wrong side. Goal awarded. And we need this 3 points. I don't know if I should stay positive. But we'll let it run for a while. Because it was just a set piece. It wasn't that we scored from open play. Oh, what a chance. I don't quite know what was going on there. But someone had a chance. Leeds had 6 players in or around their 6-yard box then. That's a lot of defenders in there. Go on, son. Go on. The standard of attacking, standard of finishing is absolutely awful. It's absolutely awful. Leeds are continuing to attack down that side. They haven't had a shot on target, actually, which is good news. I think we just need to keep doing what we're doing. I'm going to make some changes now. And Hurst, unfortunately, is going to be dropped from the first team. And that's very sad. Cole Palmer also is going to be dropped from the first team. And who did I say was going to... Fassini was going to come in as the attacking mid. Other players who might need resting... Humphreys, of course. Is he fit yet? No. Hartel can play in that position. We'll leave it at that for the moment. So far, so good. But, oh God, Leeds have got a set piece here. Just on my substitutions. Close him down. Oh, my Lord. I've got to learn just to relax and enjoy the match. And can any manager do that? Like, every game your job's on the line. Can you actually, as a manager, ever enjoy it? I suppose if you're absolutely thrashing a team, you could. Matthias, how are you, my friend? I reckon you could do my homework. I can't do mine, reckons. Come on, boys, come on. Let's get a second. Put this game to bed. And they are through. They are through. Oh, he's missed it. I think I need to go back to a more balanced kind of play. I wonder if they are playing more direct now. But we're playing with the standard line, and I'm just concerned that if they play even more direct, might have to lower the line again. Second ball, brilliantly done. Lovely play by McKenna. Go on, Gould, you're having a good game. Lovely pass. Lovely ball. Xuanlu must be. It is 2-0. He didn't hit it properly, but he got a deflection. Get in. That will be 2 wins on the bounce. Get in. Matthias, good to see you. First time live, huh? It's these 2 saves. Like, horrible that I'm doing. Man United and Ipswich. But what a start today. What a start. And I wonder if my new system will keep working. Leeds haven't really caused us a problem. Let's make these... Let's wait for the corner and make my final changes. Carrillo is very tired. Go on, make it 3. Oh, almost. Almost made it 3. Let's make these changes now. Oi. Carrillo is very, very tired. Should I risk? No, I don't think so. I do have to take him off, though. I don't have anybody. He's in danger of getting injured there, and he's not playing well. I'm going to risk Fernandez. It's a big, big risk. And then... Xuanlu and Diallo can come on for Xuanlu. So we're going to go back to a balanced, put him on support. And hopefully we'll hang on to this game. This game, like, is not over, even though there's only 8 minutes left. We've got to just defend well now against these horrid crosses. But come on, to the corner, Luca. To the corner you go. Keep going, Sam. You've got men in support now. Stop. Turn. He's going all the way. There's nobody in the box, only one. It's because I took Humphreys, or the attacking mid-Hartel now, off attack duty. They're throwing more men forward now. They're definitely throwing more bodies forward, but that could make it... That could mean that we have space. They've had 7 shots and 0 on target. Sometimes FM is kind to you. And Daniel James is a bit of a nuisance. I don't know if I want to type mark him, but maybe we'll turn him onto his left foot and hard tackle him. And hopefully that will be enough to keep him quiet. Your first save on FM25. I'm really not sure. I'm still looking for ideas. I really loved the Journeyman that I did this year. And perhaps we'll do something similar. Maybe start in Mexico. I'm really not sure. I'm struggling for ideas. I thought the Journeyman save was the best save I've done in a long time. And I really had a great time doing it. So something similar to that, I think, maybe. I've never played in Mexico, so it'd be kind of cool to start it all off in Mexico. Go on, Fassini, you're in. Oh, what a poor shot. I don't know. I'm really not sure yet. How many league levels exist in England? That's a good question. Is it 11 or 12? Something like that. I'm not quite sure. I might have to Google that after. maybe 12. Perhaps the guys in the chat know what that is. That was Stefan, that was a win I needed. And maybe my plan is going to work. Forget about Europe. Just focus on the league. And we're up to 6th. And what we really need is to get to that 35 points again. If we can do that by Christmas, then the job is done. Oldman changes style. Did I? But I did not implement a gegenpress. How do they work this out? I did not change anything really other than go into a low block. So I don't know how they work this out, that I went to a gegenpress. If you look at how I played, this is not a gegenpress. Nothing changed there. This is not a gegenpress. It's like, how on earth did the game work that out? Oh boy. Yeah, you absolutely superb. Conte was seen checking on his lone player, Cole Palmer, who had an awful game. So this is an issue now for the next game. Because I think Cole Palmer needs to be dropped and George Hurst needs to be dropped. I think it's an issue now for the next game. The next game is Aston Villa after the international break. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? Should I drop Hurst? And should I drop Cole Palmer? Cole Palmer's form is terrible. He's on a downward streak. He had that one game when we lost against Arsenal. He was the only one who played well. But he's on a downward streak. Should I... Chaplin is on an upward streak. So should I drop Cole Palmer? Hello, Jenk. How are you doing, my friend? FM is drunk, Stefan, yeah. I just don't know. Sometimes it says things that doesn't make any sense. Tyler Morton is a good player. And I'd love to sign him, but I don't have 32 million. He is a very good player. Nottingham Forest 2, Arsenal 1. We're still in 6th. Forest have moved up. Oh, lovely. Just when my system was working nicely. Juan Lu's out. Will be kept. How can I change the captain if he achieves his 7? I was assuming he wouldn't get over 7 from his playing time. So we have Diallo. We do have Connor Chaplin who can play on the wing. Sola can play on the wing, but then I'll have a problem at fullback. Fernandez is back in training, which is good news, so that solves that problem. And we got to play Aston Villa away. And if we can get 3 points against Aston Villa, I'll be a very happy manager. I'll be a very happy manager. And then Beşiktaş, I'm going to play the reserves and blow that. Fazzini injured. Lovely jubbly. But not for long. 8 players on international duty at the end. Solar. Good Lord. Luca, I think, has to replace Hurst. Because Hurst's form is terrible. He's going to complain because I keep telling him off, yeah. I don't know what to do about that, because I don't have enough. Fernandez has not trained well enough since coming back. But do I want to tell him off at this point? Yeah, he knows he hasn't done well enough. 6.5, I might leave that one. The Iraqi manager has ignored my instructions. Okay, as I said, don't play Al Mohammadi for more than 45 minutes, but yeah, let's keep the peace. It wasn't ideal, but he had to do what he had to do. He doesn't have it easy. Who does? Oh, these are silly. Were you pleased to see him scoring? No, I hate him and I wish he hadn't scored. What do they think? What does FM think I'm going to say? I wonder if anybody does click the negatives. Does anybody ever click one of the negatives and see what happens? That would be something funny to do. I think it is the first team again. But I think Luca is going to replace Hurst. And Chaplin is going to replace Palmer. Juanlu will be replaced by Diallo. And I might try Diallo as an inverted wing. Just get him coming inside more. And then Chaplin can stay wider. So 2 are dropped already from the first team. This is so tough. Some 31 years old now. The board would go nuts with me. A good win here would be priceless. A draw would be good, but a win would be priceless. Yeah, so I have to change this set piece. So we're gonna go far post, because they're very good at near post defending corners. But they're also very good at pretty much everything. Good corner takers. Oh my goodness, they're good finishers. They're a good team. But they're underperforming at the moment, aren't they? They're down in 16th. They're a good team to be down in 16th. They'll probably move back up after they beat me. So we need a higher line. We'll play with a low block, and we need a higher line. We are the away team. So I'm just going to go into a low block. And we'll continue with the FM, what FM said was a gegenpress. I don't know where they got that from. I have to remember on Wednesday to check who's back from international duty and then give them a rest. So how is he doing? His average rating is 7.26. I'll have to reinstate him as captain, and then that's going to upset. I don't remember making that promise. This is bonkers. So we're on Tuesday, Wednesday. Some players come back. I've already answered that one. Like, why are you asking me again? So Thursday I have to have a look. Carrillo played well. So let's have a look at Thursday. Wednesday 9:30. Hopefully they've all finished now. So there's a couple of players who need a rest. McKenna, Carrillo, Gould, Firpo need a rest. I always forget to do that normally. And then you get to the game and you just find that 4 of your players are not fit. Just rest them when they come back from international duty. So they're just resting at the moment. Sia for McKenna because my assistant thinks he's tired. Has he recovered? Not enough. So probably I will have to switch him over. The others have recovered. Juan Lu is not fit. Sosa probably can come on the bench for Fassini. It's about time he had a game. Fassini can't play on the wing, unfortunately. Connor Chaplin can. Fassini also can play, so Palmer will come onto the bench. And I am struggling. And Salas, we need to rest McKenna. I'm struggling for a winger, aren't I? A right winger. Has to be Sola. It's a bit lopsided, this. Firpo can come in for Williams. And Williams can come onto the bench for Sola. Sola comes on for Sosa. So we have Hartel. Yeah, we've got a decent bench now. So that is a changed first team now. The other thing that I could do is put Chaplin on the wing because Diallo's not playing well, and have Fassini play as the attacking mid, which leaves Sola. I can then put Diallo on the bench for Sola. Brandon Williams can come back on at left back, and Sola can come on. That's better. Fassini can play there reasonably well. Hey Schmidtstorm, how are you doing? Famdat, how is your day? Good to see you. So yeah, we're struggling a little bit here now with just that one injury. It's in a place where I don't have adequate cover. We're struggling a little bit. But getting a draw, getting a win against Aston Villa will be priceless. Getting a draw will be nice. Sola again is not training well. He has to go, doesn't he? He's got to go. If he's not training, he's not developing, he's not learning the system. So he has to go. And it's the same now for Firpo this time. But it's Sosa and Sola are generally the ones that I can understand. Sosa, he's not getting the game time. He did play well when he did play. So maybe we'll put him on the bench instead of Hartel. Yeah, but Jay, we're kind of like not worrying about the Europa League. We're playing the second team against the Europa League teams, but we're still winning. It's a crazy game, this FM. We've got 6 points out of 6 at the moment. We'll only need another 6 points and we'll qualify. So with 6 games to go, that's not out of reach. I want to just focus on trying to do well in the league, so the first team plays in the league. That's the plan. And then I rotate the second team. Fassini is not fit, but he should be fine. Fernandez only 45 minutes. Fernandez should be in the team, but he's not fit yet. Really can't get him back to fitness, can we? So if we're going to get a good result here, I'll be a happy manager. No, I don't play cautious. And I need Luca to show me why he's in the first team and why I was correct. Why I was correct to drop Hurst. And also, Fassini, was I correct to drop Cole Palmer? We got nothing to lose here, boys. Get out there and make the difference. Go on, get an early goal. Although I don't like early goals, but it would be nice to get an early goal. Come on. Come on, boys. It's only Aston Villa. Piece of cake. Scott McKenna never recovered from his international exploits, which is a bit of a shame. Everything got a bit upset by that international break. A couple of injuries didn't help. So I've had to rotate the team a little bit more than I wanted to. Well, that's the hope. It's the hope, Jay. I mean, I've got to remember, this is a poor team. I'm playing into... I'll have to drop Castiles as well. Playing in 2 competitions, the Premier League and the Europa League, is way too much for this team. So one of the competitions you've got to forget about. And it can't be the Premier League. So it's kind of like rotate and do your best. And that's all we can do. And we've got to defend better than this. And I'm wondering now, is the low block the right thing to do? We're not picking up loose balls. It's obviously not working. We might be just inviting Villa on too much. So let's go up to a mid block. And try not to invite them on so much. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why they're lounging around in 16th in the league. They're a much better team than that. But it might be Europe's causing them a problem, but they've gotten a goal up. The changes were too late. Ah, boy. Painful, painful. I mean, teams who... One other thing about FM, teams who are like in 16th and you come up against them, that is the time when they start their recovery. It's like, that's so FM. And Aston Villa will go on a winning streak now and move up the table. And usually their recovery happens at your game. And we are being absolutely trounced. It doesn't seem to matter where the lines are. Being absolutely hammered. We're just not playing well, are we? And most of this team have been rested. Absolutely, Jay. My record. Schmidt's no interesting formation. if you've got a decent team, it works really well. This formation creates so much space down the right. But we are being absolutely annihilated here. Like, this is going to be another 6-0, isn't it? What is wrong with these boys? Oh, I know what I haven't done. It's my fault. I haven't asked I get so distracted. And I've just completely forgotten to do this. It's my fault. These are box to box, but they're so good. Makes me wonder why they are in 16th. And that's my fault. I completely forgot to do that. And we're not getting anything out of this game now. I was quite optimistic going into it. I felt because our teams rotated, and this is the first team now-ish, that we might get something out of it. But no, FM's got other plans. I'm going to have to go positive at some point, because we're not going to get back into the game sitting back. So I wonder... Yeah, we need to attack now. I'm going to push the line up. And we're going to go positive. And Humphreys can go on attack. We're going to try and get back into this game. If we lose 6-0, we lose 6-0. We get some very strange results. Oh, it's awful. Nobody's even closing down at all. It's absolutely awful. This is not my first team. This is my third team. I'm going to have to switch these teams over. I've obviously misread that. But we got to go and try and win this with one shot, none on target. Oh, and another injury. Come on, FM. Stop it. This is bonkers. Chaplin can go on attack. This is Palmer time. You play the full 90 minutes. I'd like to play the full 90 minutes as well, but unfortunately YouTube means I can't do that. Before YouTube, I always used to play either full match or comprehensive. It was a real in-depth thing for me. It's not quite so in-depth anymore. What happened there? Nothing. I thought he'd given us a penalty. Reese is the boy. And doing YouTube, I lose concentration. Like, we were 2-0 down before I actually started doing the... I don't know if we need to type mark this boy. He's very tired now. Before I actually even looked at the game. So sometimes I lose concentration. And that's because I'm like looking back and forth to chat, trying to focus on what's going on the screen, talking as well about other things, and I lose concentration. But yeah, I was definitely a full match. Start with full match, and then if we're winning, you can go to comprehensive, and then by the end, you probably end up on extended. If I'm struggling to work out how to beat the opposition. I might come down to comprehensive, so I get a little bit of the feed. Yeah, so yeah, I would say definitely, Matthias. I was exactly the same as you. Well, that was an appalling start, boys. Needs to be better, our shooting. I'm going to take that off. Just help him out a bit. What's his injury? Oh, he's going to be out 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Look at Ryan Gould. How can he be in the first team? How can Brandon Williams be in the first team? Harwood Bellis, dreadful. These guys will be off very soon. Castiles, dreadful. I'm really quite angry. That's the first time I've said that to them. They're going to have a team meeting now to complain that I was out of order. Well, I'm right to be angry. It was a dreadful start, and they're playing shockingly. That's better. Oh, and now you go and lose it. Okay. Oh, we ain't getting back into this game, are we? I can't put anybody else on attack. We're going to leave ourselves so open at the back. I think it's personnel that need to come off. He's improved a little bit, Ryan Gould. He's gone up a notch. Brandon Williams has come down a notch. Oh, no, he's gone up. No, he was 6.4, wasn't he, Brandon Williams? He's down a notch. He was the one who seemed demotivated. That's not the kind of spirit I want, boys. Oh, we're back to this. Back to pain. 6 shots, 1 on target. Our shooting was so good in Europe. Right, Gould has gone back again. Yep, Jay, it's pain, pain, pain all the way. I don't have a left wing. That's why Gould is playing so bad. Because I don't have a left winger. I'm going to have to play Diallo. Again, I didn't focus on the bench, did I? Carrillo is okay. Harwood Bellis is like a twit. It's personnel today. The rest of the defence isn't bad. Luca is poor. So let's do a midfielder. Sosa, let's try him out. Let's put him on attack and try him out. He did well when he came on before. He did well in his start. He's the one start that he's had. See, if we'd had a press on there, we could have caught them out. But we don't have a press. Oh, it's too easy for them. Way too easy for them. We've got too much space in midfield. Let's push even higher up. I don't think it's going to help us. But they're definitely getting way too much space in midfield. One ball over the top now and we're finished. Come on, take the ball off him. Come on. You're not trying. That's better. It's only Aston Villa. Go on, son. Go on. Oh, he's missed it. Well, if we don't take those chances, we are not going to win. How can you miss that? That's Luca. So both strikers. I don't know which striker to play now. I have to give Luca a little run, I guess. Finally, somebody's done something, but he's way offside. He's miles offside. It's not our day. No, he's offside. Oh, it's awarded! Hey! How did that happen? That looked miles offside. Palmer. Yeah, he was offside. We've been given one there, I think. Nicely done, Palmer. About time. No, he was just onside. In real time, that looked miles offside. Maybe the much higher line was the right thing to do. Stop them getting space in the middle. But I'm worried that they are focusing totally down the flanks now. And with the left wing back on attack, we're going to be very vulnerable down this side. So I might have to drop the line there. It's been on my mind for about 10 minutes of the game that their attacks are going down the flanks in the main. There's a higher line. Oh! Yeah, we have to pull the line back now. It's got to happen. I'm going to resist pulling it back because it's evening up again. Oh boy, how hard is this? Jacob Ramsey. I can't ask the assistant even. Why? Why can't I ask my assistant? Whew. And then I don't want to type mark him, but I think I'll just close him down. Digne is going to be a threat. Right foot. Tielemans, need to type mark him. Don't need to worry about him too much. Does he have a weaker foot? No. And we need to type mark him as well. Come on, boys. Come on, you're nearly back in it. So in a situation like this, when the team isn't working, what's the game plan? Just changing the shape, changing the formation at this point in the game, I don't believe that has any effect at all. I think that personnel is the issue. The much higher line has helped, but we can't. I'm not going to change anything at this moment. We're back in the game. If we're patient, we could steal an equaliser. In fact, looking at the stats, we are the better team. And if we are the better team for the last 5 minutes, I'm going to go attacking. Because we are the better team. So let's go and attack them. Losing 2-1 or 3-1 is neither here nor there. So we might as well attack them. Let's go and get bodies forward. And we're going to play more direct. Let's go for it. We are the better team, so going attacking is all I can think of at this point. If we weren't the better team, it's kind of sad, really, that we let those 2 goals in. But that was my fault. I didn't do anything about opposition instructions. And they just, like, within 10 minutes, they were 2 up. So I wouldn't go changing and pushing like players up the pitch physically. Just change their mentality to get them to move up the pitch from where their defensive position is. That's how I would do it. But yeah, that's the problem. You're open at the back then. And 2-1 or 3-1, it doesn't matter. It depends which way the game's going to go then. Is it going to reward you or punish you? And in this case, it's punished me. Yeah, lose is a lose. We had to try and chase that goal. And sometimes you win it and sometimes you don't. And we've lost it this time. But the whole thing was my fault. I have to hold my hands up. I completely forgot about opposition instructions. And so they had pretty much free run of the pitch. It's like I didn't give them any respect whatsoever at the start of the game. And it cost me. I was 2 down in 10 minutes. Sad, but there you go. 1 bridge too far. But I've got to really rethink who is my first team. Because, like, every time I put someone in the first team, they have a bad game. Every time they play in the reserves, they have a good game. I don't know what my first team is. It's I got to rethink this now again. Yeah, if you create chances like that, one day you'll score. Maybe in 2035. But now we're back down to 8th. We've only got 10 points. Which will mean that we'll only have 22, 23 by Christmas. That's not enough. Yeah, 3 to 4 weeks, I called that right. A foot injury. And now, with the injuries, my plan has gone to pot. My plan's completely screwed. So I had a really good plan when I started this session. I've got so many injuries now, it's gone to pot. I've only got 2, apparently. But he's important. So what do I do now? Like, do I continue to play the reserve team? Or do I... Harwood Bellis, like, he's a first-team player. He was dreadful. Is Ciala now? Do I need to take Harwood Bellis out of the first team? It's like, come on, FM. What are you doing? And Cole Palmer can have a rest. What are you doing, FM? Right, okay, so I need to put my second team in. So I need now to put to work out my first team. Garosibal, Salas, maybe it's Ciala and McKenna. So Ciala, maybe that result was because we didn't have McKenna available. He is clear. He's the best defender. So McKenna and Ciala. Brandon Williams, does he stay after his rubbish performance? Timon is marginally better, so let's make him the first team player. And you have Fernandez, who's still not fit. Still not fit. And then Humphreys, yeah. Diallo will have to come into the first team. Diallo, Cole Palmer, at least he had an assist. And 7, he's going down, but maybe he gets one last chance on Chaplin. And Gould, has to be Gould, because Univar, although Univar's on the way up. But it has to be Gould for now. I really don't know what to do, but Gould's form is shocking. Univar started to play well. And then I have no idea whether it's Luca or Hurst. 6.78, 6.77. They're both as bad as each other. So that would be the first team now. So the game against Beşiktaş, we put the second team in. Sola, and I'm going to give Firpo, it was unregistered. Ah, bloody hell. Who is the left back? Timon. Who's the right back? Sola. Who is... So if it's Sela and McKenna now, it's Howard Bellis. And... Who's the other? Sela. So those guys are the second team. And then I'll have... None of these are going to be fit now. Hartel. And... It's got to be Carrillo. And then... Oh, this is not easy. Sia is now a first team player, so Salas comes in. I'm getting really confused. And then I have no idea. Palmer or Fassini. Fassini's injured, of course. It's time for Morstat to play. Luca gets one more shot in the first team. So Sola, Bellis, Salas, Timon, he can't play. I give up. I'll just wait for my assistant. He can pick the team. The injuries are driving me crazy. So I'll wait for my assistant. He can pick the team. He can do whatever he needs to do for this game. These saves are just diabolically hard, both of them. You take like one player out, Juanlu, it's upset everything. And the game knows this. If I injure him for 5 weeks, it will upset the balance of everything. The game knows. That's how it's able to work out who to injure and when. You've always got a squad. Except in the Man United save, because it injured all 4 of my right wing backs. All 4 of them injured at the same time. So I had to change the system and play wingers instead of wing backs. Both of these saves are crazy. I mean, these are a good team. Very, very good team. But they can't finish, which is a bonus. So it's a low block. And they're probably going to play a tiki-taka or something. Route 1, interestingly enough. Low block with a standard line. Because they will be sitting back. If they're playing Route 1, they're going to be sitting back. Which is kind of interesting. Why would a better team like that? Somebody mentioned it earlier on. When you're playing against a better team and they're sitting back, what do? You play them in their own game. So we'll see what happens here. So my idea of first team, second team has gone totally out of the window. Our form in the league is dreadful. Oh boy. Castiles, he wants to play the first team, but then I've got to play Brentford 3 days later. So let's set it up as he wants it, and then I'll change it. I don't know where he's got all these subs from. So now I will change it, because he's saying that's my strongest team. Okay, so we don't want the strongest team. I'm willing to throw this if I can get the result on Saturday. Salas, where's my Sola? There he is. And then Sila and Salas. I'm willing to lose this, not a problem. Because we shouldn't be in this competition anyway. And then Carrillo and who did he have in before? Fernandez. So Carrillo and Hartel, switch those over. Yeah, that's fine. Unavar, and if he plays well, he's going to go into the first team. It has to be Palmer now. And Luca. So I know it's a weakened team, but I don't care. All my teams are weak, as we saw against Aston Villa. So it doesn't matter. Beşiktaş. You like Beşiktaş in Turkey? I don't follow Turkish football very much. I don't follow continental football very much, funnily enough. Kieran Slicker, transfer list him. Okay, is he worth 300 million? I can't put them both as squad players. I suppose I could. And none of them have complained, so it just goes to show that Luca is not what I thought he was going to be. Neither of those players complained going down to squad player. Cole Palmer, praise recent form. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. His form is awful. Just like FM, a team like Beşiktaş, it'd be just like FM to actually increase attack duties to somewhere between the region of 3 to 4. Yeah, that's fine. That's how it should be. I thought I had that. One of these, because Palmer's on support, isn't he? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what I thought I had. It's not looking very good, is it? await a Beşiktaş rebuild. Who is the manager? I'd have to go and study the manager, Tunkay. Maybe when I come back from holiday, we'll try a Beşiktaş. Am I saying it right? Beşiktaş rebuild, because I'll still have probably 3 weeks before FM25 comes out. So maybe you might be lucky, Tunkay. I don't trust them to make a difference. I trust them to fall apart. That's what I trust them to do. Looks like they're both wing backs are on support. They're going to sit back, aren't they? You can see they're going to sit back. So yeah, whoever asked the question, this is how I would play it. By playing them at their own game. They want me to come out, but I'm going to refuse to come out. And close down the playmaker. I wonder, what's FM going to do when I put out a weakened team in Europe? Is it going to punish me, or is it going to go what it always does? Oh, well, Ipswich have to qualify. Because that's FM's attitude, is we can't lose because they have to qualify, because you always qualify from the group stage. Poor pass. Who was that? Oh, do like a nice cup of coffee. Hot or cold doesn't bother me. I love coffee. I brought in, Turkey Salad Boy, we brought in Cole Palmer on loan just before deadline day. It was complete fluke, because I just went to look at his price. Thought, bloody hell, can't afford that. And then I clicked on loan and noticed that he was available for loan. They'd put the costs up. I hadn't been informed at all. Come on, boys, stop dilly-dallying. Cole Palmer has done it. We've gone 1-0 up against Beşiktaş. Sorry about that, Tunkay. Sorry, Stefan. Oh, boy. Beşiktaş. Yeah, you probably will, Tunkay. This is just scoring way too early. But I'm surprised at the way they're playing. The way they're playing doesn't make sense to me, that they're going to play Route 1, that they're going to sit back. They're just like sitting back, and they're not actually sitting back. No, that's us. It's more like a mid-block that they're playing in, and they're just waiting for us to come out at them. But we're sitting in a low block, and we're not coming at them. So it gives them a problem. Masuaku. Masuaku, right foot hard tackle. Let's start with that. I just like it. FM does have this annoying habit of, oh, it's Ipswich, they have to qualify, so we got to let them win. We've got to let them get enough points to qualify. And even though you put a weakened team, I mean, poor Beşiktaş, they've done nothing wrong. They haven't upset the game in any way. Black Eagles, is that who they are? Is your ex-wife's favourite team, so is that good or bad, Stefan? Go on, son. It's 2-0, and it's an exact replica of his other goal. Cole Palmer. He likes the big occasion, does he? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, Stefan, you won't be rooting for Ipswich then, I guess? Ice cold. Welcome back, Andy. Ice cold Palmer. Well, he's got 2. And this is just... I mean, maybe this is my first team. Maybe I've been barking up the wrong tree all the time. Maybe the first team is not who I thought it was. Go on, son. That's it. Get stuck in. Go on, Palmer. Go on, little through pass, nearly. Let's make it 3. That's going to upset the crowd in chat. And it is 3, and Luca has made it 3. Oh dear, oh dear. FM, what are you doing? It's doing exactly what I thought it would do. It doesn't matter who you play, you can find players from the car park for Europe you're going through. But Premier League, you're going to struggle to get any points. It's doing exactly what I thought it would do. We just take them apart. You might be winning, but that could all change. Everybody's playing well. Nothing to worry about. Google 8-0. Was that in Europe? It must have been in Europe. I think Ipswich could beat you 8-0 today. Although they are on the way back, are they? They've scored already in the first seconds of the second half. Oh, just as I said, don't get complacent. They're back in it. Oh, boy. Just completely ignored my instruction. Was a good pass, though. I'd have been pleased with that pass. Right, boys. Enough of that nonsense. And it wasn't Masuaku. Oh, they've got Oxlade Chamberlain. Oh, please. They're not going to come back, are they? FM, what are you doing? This is a good case of second half syndrome. Almost scored again. So they've suddenly, then you look at this, they've suddenly started playing down the wings. But we do have a standard line. I can't drop it anymore. Let's not panic then. If it goes to 3-2, we'll panic. I think I need to demand more. Or focus. Get the entire team to focus. I don't think so, Andy. I'm still not feeling very optimistic. It's only 3-1 now. One more goal, it's a different game. And they are much the better team. And we're hanging on for dear life. I think if the defence blow this, Cole Palmer would be furious. We've got to get out. We've got to get out of our penalty area. I think we're just letting them come at us. What I've also got to do is slow it down. They're playing like 280 miles an hour at the moment. So I've got to slow it down. And I've got to come out a bit. We've got to actually slow it down, because I've noticed that they're playing like they're running all over the pitch at blistering pace. They've gone to a wing play style, and we're not dealing with that very well. But we're holding on. Time to make some changes, I think. One of the things that I will do is come off the counter-attack and make some changes now. But they're all over us like a rash. We're not playing bad, but there's some very tired players. I need to strengthen up midfield, I think. Hartel and Carrillo. So let's get Humphreys on. And Fernandez. Fresh legs, and then fresh legs on the flanks. So Brandon Williams and Garosabo. Let's get fresh legs in midfield and on the flanks, because they're having to do all the work. Masuaki, who is this guy? I need to sign him. He's a wing back on the left. So Chaplin needs to track him. Wherever he goes, you go. And also we've got Chamberlain. Where is he? There. He's our left-hand midfielder. Has to track him wherever he goes. And we'll just like try and hold on. They're still coming at us. Good tackle. But there's that Masuaki again. But we'd at least had bodies around him. Look at how the match momentum has shifted from the first half. That's it. Hold the ball. Just hold on to the ball. Don't let them play fast. They've upped the tempo so much. So slowing it down has to be the right thing. And Garosabal has made it 4-1. And I think that is it. Oh, yeah, in a relegation scrap. But it's bizarre that we're beating Beşiktaş 4-1 and we can't get us points in the Premier League. It's bizarre. It's I'd ask how you save. Absolutely, Oleg. I had no idea, Tunke. I had absolutely no idea that they played for Beşiktaş. I do know they've been a good team in the past in Europe. And they were like never a walkover team. Never. I think they've fallen from grace a little bit of late, though, haven't they? I mean, the way they're flashing this ball around and their movement has been so quick in the second half. But somehow we've held on. Cole Palmer now is tired. But I need to make sure I only have... We've defended the corners well as well. I think the game's done. We're not going to... No, I don't want to make more direct passing. We're doing all right now. We've slowed it down a little bit. I've got one more substitution I can make. Palmer is exhausted. Boy. This is tough. Have to be Diallo or Ryan Gould. Let's try Ryan Gould. And they're still coming at us. They're not giving up. This would be obviously a horrible result for Beşiktaş. Be a very horrible result losing to Ipswich. They'd be like, oh my God, this can't happen. Go on. He's made it 5. Cameron Humphreys. How come we have scored 9 goals in 2 games in Europe and we couldn't score to save our life in the Prem? This game sometimes is the silliest game. But you can't go out of Europe in the group stage. That's coded in. You got. I think. See, this guy Masuaki I'd like to buy him, but I think you have to be like a really, really bad player of this game to go out in the group stage. You could just load up any old tactic and you'll be fine. It's when you get to the last 16 that you're in trouble. FM moves in mysterious ways. Oh, don't make it 6. Poor Tunkai. Please don't make it 6. It's going to be 6. No, he's putting over the bar. I think Tunkai's gone. He's gone out of the chat. I think he's gone out to the garden, have a cry. And we've made it 6-1. Oh my goodness me. How come we can score 10 goals against fairly decent sides in Europe, but we could hardly score 1 in the Prem? What is wrong with this game? Don't make it 7. Think of Tunkai. Don't make it 7. Enough now. I thought that would be too silly. There's no way I could ever have seen this happening. How could this happen? Probably that means we are top of the group now. Very happy with the result and the way you played. We're going to be top. Yeah, this is bonkers. And yeah, I can't get a point in the Premier League I can buy one. Luca came out of his shell today. Oh boy. Boy. I do need to go to the squad because there were a number of players who played well there, who also need to be told well done. Cole Palmer, for example, needs to be told absolutely brilliant. And who else needs to be told? 7.6, no. 7.9 is possible. Connor Chaplin. You can praise his recent form. Only slightly positive. Oh, please, can we just reverse this and start getting the results in the Premier League? Is that possible? But you want me to suffer in the Premier League. I know what's going on, FM. I absolutely know what's going on. I mean, you're not talking to a person who started playing this game yesterday. I know what you're doing. And it is not fair. You want me to suffer. And just having me finish on top of the group in Europe is not going to make up for being in a relegation battle in the Prem. Boy, it's bonkers. This game is bonkers. They're not very brave. Oh, they are very brave, of course. Their passing is not very good. Finishing, not very good. Long shots are not very good. They have pace and acceleration. They're going to play control possession, which suggests that I should be pushing the line up. It does worry me they have pace and acceleration. And I just wanted, should I just like, what should I do against Brentford apart from suffer? I just play the players who didn't start in the last game. I want to look at their... What was I looking at? I want to look at their corners. Their set pieces. They're very good at set pieces. But they win a low proportion of first contacts in attacking set pieces. So let's go to our set pieces and go back to near post. It was attacking. They win a low from set pieces at the near post, yeah. So we're right to go to near post corners now. And then I don't know what else to do. One of the things you can always do is, because they're like in 17th again, just go attacking. Whatever, just go attacking. And we'll put 1, 2, 3, and either Chaplin or Palmer. We'll put Palmer as a shadow striker on attack. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's 4 attack for positive. That's about right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 support, probably not enough. 2, 3 defend. Yeah, that's all right. It's probably balanced. So the team-wise has to be Castile's. So I'll just play the players who didn't start in the last game. So Garosabal. Where are my central defenders? Harwood Bellis, who was dreadful last time out. Scott McKenna. And Brandon Williams. And then Fernandez. So they're all fresh now. They should be fit as fiddles. Humphreys can go centre mid on attack. He likes that. He likes getting up top. Chaplin can't play there, but Diallo will need to do something. And then Palmer has to stay in there because I don't have a... Although, yeah, I don't have a substitute for him at the moment. But he wants to be a star player. So get in there, Sam. Gould and Hurst. Because I'm still not impressed by Luca. because he didn't play very well in that last game that we won 6-1. Oh, yes, he did. He had an 8.7. So Luca has to be the first team player. But because he's tired, it maybe has to be Hurst for Brentford. I'll deal with the reserves in a day or so. It's acting a bit Spursy. It is. It's acting very strange. I can't miss that either. Same players who are not training very well. It's got to be an easier way to do this. And then Diallo. So it's about time Diallo played well as well. Come on, just give me 3 points against Brentford. Go on, just give me 3 points. No, Diallo has to do well eventually. Well above average. Oh, well below average. So they're underperforming. But that doesn't mean anything. Usually teams who are underperforming recover against me. So that doesn't mean anything. Oh, we're not playing in the first batch. So that'll be interesting. We could go down to 11th. Yeah, we've gone down to 11th. If we can just get a win against Brentford, we'd go back up to 8th. 11th is getting dodgy. I need to put the bench together. Timon, Sola. Where's Sola? There he is. Sola, Sia. Carrillo. Hartel. Chaplin. Univar and Luca. And so there's the bench done as well. You'll win this one. Are you absolutely sure, Stefan? I mean, we are slipping. We can't go lower than 11th at the moment. But it's really silly that the game has just decided that, yeah, you're going to win all your European games, but I'm going to put you in a relegation battle. It's just decided that. And it doesn't seem... Oh, we're down to 13th now, are we? It doesn't seem to matter what I do in the Premier League games. It's just doing its own thing. I have to play with a high line. I think the low block is right. I have to play with a high line. I have to play positive. And then we just play as we play. I can't think of anything else to do. If this is really pretty much a first team, apart from maybe Luca up top. I'm going to give Luca another go. So this would be the first team. Joan Lu probably would be in there, but he's injured. And that would be the first team. And so if they can't win games or get points from games, then I'm screwed. Because I could put a bunch of 3-year-olds out in Europe and we'd keep winning, which is really silly. Janlu can play for 45 minutes. Well, that's good news, so we can get him on the bench for... Who is he going to replace? Connor Chaplin. Because Univar can play at midfield centre as well as Hartel, so he can come back on the bench. Well, that's the plan, Mr. K. You're going to win Europa and then be in the championship. Yeah. I wonder if I'd get sacked because I'm supposed to avoid relegation. Yeah, well, I did start this episode and it was working because I played the reserve team and won 4-1 in Europe. And then with the first team beat Leeds 2-0, but I accumulated injuries. And then we lost because I didn't focus in the beginning against Aston Villa. Reserve team against Beşiktaş, and we just beat them 6-1. I mean, it's just bonkers. Anyway, let's get into this game. He does what I did think about it. And Chaplin for Hurst, I am thinking about it. No, I'm going to play positive. We've got to fight our way out of this. And I've got 4 attacking roles. I was thinking Chaplin, if he's fit. Because he's playing well and his form is good. So, yeah, I'm afraid, Diallo, you're done. Juanlu can play 45 minutes, so he should be on the bench. Univar, Hurst. Yeah, I'm going with this. And I am going to play positive. I've got to try and get a result here. I just wish it would do something different because I've been playing this game for so long and I know what's going to happen. You're going to do well in Europe and be in the biggest relegation battle of your life. It's what happens in FM. And we are far too early in Europe. Far too early. Way too early. This should have been a good build season where we bring the players in, get them settled. Janelt, he's not that good. Nor him. There's your boy. You've got a playmaker at the base of midfield, have you? Tony probably is going to be an issue. All right, let's go. Here we go again. I'm going to say 2-0 to Brentford. Because FM is not finished punishing me yet. Especially after we won 6-1 in the last game. It would be much more realistic that we struggled in the Premier League and struggled in the Europa League. We should not, as a team of this calibre, have 9 points out of 9 in Europe at this point. And Brentford will beat us. I'm going to say 2-0. But the game can't say it's a European hangover because I've got 2 teams out there. So it can't use that excuse. That is, I mean, I guess they all travel. Maybe they don't like plane rides. But it's not that far. It's only 4 hours by plane. And we were at home anyway. He stopped that ball beautifully and then just gave it back to him. And there's another team who are playing at 800 miles an hour. I don't know where they're getting their energy from. But I think the game is telling me you've got to slow down. So, again, this is just nonsense. It's like, why are Brentford able to play at 800 miles an hour and we can... A team that hasn't played for a week can't play anymore. This doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense to me. So all I can think of is slow the game down again. But we're going to get hammered here. But might be 6. I mean, they are a team at the bottom of the league. And they are extremely difficult to beat, teams at the bottom of the league. FM has got a lot of fixing to do because none of it ever makes sense to me anymore. Like, my record is no more than 30% victories against teams in 18th, 19th and 20. No more than 30%. It's below 30%, I think. I don't generally lose to big teams. I lose to small teams. And I know that happens in real life, but not every time. Not every time. And we're just giving the ball away. And it's like the game has decided, oh, well, they've been in Europe, so they're tired. But this team didn't play. So that's wrong. What it's doing is wrong. And it looks like the team is absolutely exhausted, but they haven't played. And I can't slow it down anymore. And Brentford are playing at 750, 800 miles an hour. And none of the other teams playing in Europe then. Are Brentford not playing in Europe? None of these teams are playing in Europe. But the game will say, oh, but we're rotating. Well, so am I. They're just hammering us. Just hammering us. Slow it down. Let's be more disciplined. Slow the game down. That's better. Oh, God. I actually give up. If it's going to do this, I give up. It's a Brentford totally underperforming. We are like the worst team probably in the championship at the moment. Yeah, I can put my reserves out and they beat Beşiktaş 6-1. Come on. Yeah, it does. It absolutely, Mr. K, and I'm getting fed up of it. I know exactly what it is doing. And all these misses, like, we couldn't miss in the last game. And now we can't hit a barn door if it fell on us. I know exactly what the game's doing. I'm just going to ignore it. The problem is when you play this game for too long, you know exactly what is going to happen. It's the same thing repeats over and over and over again. And look, we're just giving the ball away. And the game's saying, oh, well, you played in Europe, but this team did not. And look how fast Brentford are running compared to how we are. It's like the game is saying, well, your team doesn't have any energy. They've been in Europe. This team has not. And I can't leave them at home. They have to come on the plane. Okay, you can say they've got jet lag flying all the way from Turkey. But they didn't even go away. And I can't slow the game down anymore. It's ridiculous. But we have slowed the game down. And we've come back into it, and I don't know what's going on anymore. I actually am going to try and slow it down even more. Just like, don't do anything, boys. This is doing my head in. Let's slow it down even more. In fact, I'm going to say play out of defence. Just don't do anything. And we'll go narrow. Just actually don't do anything. And I think I'm going to come off the counter-attack as well. More defensive with fast counter-attacks. But according to FM, this team can't move. We can't keep up with Brentford. I think the only way I can do this is to slow the game down as slow as possible, because they are running like they haven't played. They're like this is their first game of the season. None of them are tired. Look how fast they are moving. So we have to try to slow this game. Keep hold of the ball. That's the only way we can do this. Keep them away from the ball. But there are apps. Look at how fast he actually ran back. It's like they're flying. And the game is trying to emphasize that we are knackered. But this can't be. They haven't played. Penalty. Finally, we've got a penalty this season. And in fact, that's rare because I don't even know who's going to take it. Come on, FM. But that is what I've done, is I've slowed it down as much as I possibly can. And that's made the difference now. But it shouldn't have. Oh, he nearly missed it. Palmer nearly missed it. Of course it would be Palmer taking the penalty. So I think I've done the right thing, because they are just playing at 300-400 miles an hour and we can't keep up with them. So we've got to somehow slow the game down. Again, they're coming at us. I'm going to go back to balanced, and I'm going to take I'll have a look where I can see the shape. We're just being absolutely annihilated. And the thing is, Brentford are not even getting tired. So I don't know what the game is trying to tell me. The goalkeeper's awful. He has to be dropped. I'm going to take him off. He won't recover from that. The right back is awful, so I'm going to put the left back on support. We'll have the centre mid back on support. We'll play balance for the first bit, because they're going to come out like whirling dervishes again. I know what this game is doing. It wants me in a relegation battle, but I'll fly through the group stage of Europe. And that never happens. That is not realistic. Especially if I'm playing my reserve team in Europe and I get results like 6-1 with my reserve team. But that's how the game is coded. You never lose. You never get knocked out in the group stage. I don't think I've ever once in 15 years been knocked out in the group stage. Or, yeah, in the group of 4 it was in the early days, but now in the big group. Have the keeper take the pen. I kind of never remember to click that button, change taker. Would be fun to do though, Schmidt-Storm. See if I remember. But doesn't your penalty taker get upset? Don't you have to have a team meeting them with all the players? And like, oh, his treatment because he wasn't allowed to take the pen has been so unfair. This is a change. No, let's keep the higher line. I'm going to go into a mid-block. See if going into a mid-block helps, because they are just totally hammering us. I don't know how we're ahead, to be honest. But I'll take it, even though we've been the worst team. I just don't get it. This is concerning. Because this is getting lower, I think. I should have a lower line. I should have a standard line. Let's do that. It might be too late. I'm also going to come off the trigger press. Because if my team are saying, oh, you're tired, if the game's saying you're tired after Europe, then having a trigger press high is not going to work. Oh, Jesus. Told you it was too late. I told you it was too late. Because there was a highlight with a throw-in. And I knew that play up the middle had reduced. So simple, straight up the wing. I hate this game sometimes. I absolutely hate it. I know exactly what it's doing. That's why. Okay, Damsgaard. I know exactly what it's doing. We'll finish in about 16th. Here's a prediction for you now. We will finish in 16th place. I know exactly what this game is doing. I might as well stop the save now and just go on holiday. We'll probably qualify about 4th in the group in Europe. And then we'll just about avoid relegation and finish in about 16th. Guaranteed. Might as well just click go on holiday and let the game do it. What the hell? He's attacking mid-left. So it's got to be him. Why is the game telling me to mark Mbuemo, a central striker? This game is just nonsense. Right, some of this rubbish have got to come off now. Luca. I don't know who to pick as the striker. They're both as bad as each other. Carrillo. For which one? Fernandez is alright. Carrillo here. Gould is not the first team anymore. It's like every time I pick a first team, they turn out to be rubbish. And let's play him. Oh, I cannot make more substitutions. So we're going to lose against Brentford again now. Scottish Gamer, how are you doing? Jan, how are you? I don't want... FM, I do not want to be in Europe. Please let me lose. And let me score some bloody goals in the Premier League instead. I don't want to beat Beşiktaş 6-1. I've no interest in Europe. That's why I'm playing a rubbish team. Are you listening to me? And don't tell me my team is tired because of Europe, because this team did not play. And now I'm really fed up. Right, I'm going very attacking. And everybody's going on attack. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Well, no, it's not, because I know it. I know it's happening. I know what it's going to do. It's absolute stupidity. Everybody's going on attack. And go on, you can just beat me 12 by 12 now. I don't care anymore. You're doing your own thing and I don't care. Yeah, we can't hit a barn door to save our lives. Yeah, in Europe, we've just scored 10 goals in 2 games. It's the most idiotic game sometimes. So where are we now? 12th. I think, is it? 13th, maybe? Yeah, 13th, right in the relegation battle. Just what I said was going to happen. Stupidity. I don't want to do this save anymore. It's stupidity. I know every bloody make the game is going to make. And then the next game in Europe will win 7-0. It's stupid. Absolutely stupid. Let's go right up. Let's lose by even more. I don't know why I've gone very attacking. This team has forgotten how to attack. It's only a game ago we really knew how to attack teams. It's forgotten now. What a waste of... absolute waste of time this is. Look at that. Oh, FM, your class. I just might go, we've had all the ball and all the possession and all the highlights since I went very attacking and put everyone on an attack duty. I think I might just start with that in the next league game. Just might as well start with it because we've had all the possession and all the... since we went very attacking, so why not start with it? It's absolutely stupid. And it's not because they're tired in Europe, because this team did not play in Europe. It's just a stupid game. And I know exactly what it is doing. Exactly what it is doing. And we're going to finish in 17th. I might as well click go on holiday, and we'll probably be third in the group in Europe, but we'll be 17th or 16th in the Premier League. I know what it's doing. And I don't want to be in Europe. That's why I'm playing the reserves. Listen to me. So, yeah, from now on, we are going very attacking. And we are not going to be messing about anymore. Because the game is not playing fair. And we are going attacking. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacking. 5 attacking rolls, that's about right. And we just go attacking from now on. We start every Premier League game attacking. Especially Manchester City. And I don't care what it does. It is the most stupid thing, and I can predict it. What is that about? The reserves beat Beşiktaş 6-1, and then my first team can't then do anything against Brentford. What is it about? We beat Zaginski 4-1. It's just bonkers. It's stupid. Enough. So I'm just going to play stupid myself now. Because I've had a gut full of it. I'm going to play one more game. Because I think it's Manchester City. And we're going to go all out attack. I need to... But they're not playing. But I'll still rest them anyway. Because my reserve team will be playing against Manchester City. Because that's where I've got to. I've had enough of this absolute stupidity. So we'll do one more, and we're going to go all out attacking against Manchester City. Oh, it will be my first team because there's a few days in between, so nothing to worry about. But we're still tired. The game will say we're still tired because we're in Europe. Well, I don't care what you think. You can't just apply those rules when I have 2 teams. And I don't want to win in Europe. That's why I'm playing a silly team in Europe. And you've had me win 3 out of 3. So he's completed the target. He now expects you to keep him as captain. Well, whatever that means. And then whoever's captain is going to be well upset now. I did not make that promise either. So I don't know where the game got that from either. And in the other save, apparently I made a promise to the board that I would be better at press conferences. I did not make that promise. I would never make that promise. So now I have to go to press conferences because they are monitoring it. The board are monitoring it. And I'm fed up with that. If they want me to go to press conferences, make the press conferences better. Don't force me to go to something which is boring as hell. And so this game is dreadful at the moment. Absolutely dreadful. Absolutely incredibly dreadful. So let's see what happens when we go attacking against Manchester City. Because if I don't, we're going to lose anyway. So it doesn't matter. Hey, Buff. How you doing? From Buenos Aires there. So I think, yeah, I'm going to... you're right, actually, Schmidt. I'm going to play the reserves against Manchester City on attacking. And... the game can do what it likes. It's already got it planned out. So I'll have the first team then in Europe and they might lose. So that's how it works. And then we'll have Sila and Salas. Let's play the reserve team. The reserve team is playing more than the main team. Hartel, Carrillo, Diallo's in the reserves, isn't he? Fazzini's still not fit, so Palmer has to play. And then Unava and Luca is still... No, it's Hurst. Hurst is worse than Luca now. So let's let's see how silly this gets. I remember once it was the board made me improve my team talks. But the thing is, they're telling me that I'm making promises. I didn't make that. I would never make a promise. In fact, what I said before the interview, I won't spoil it because you don't know what the save is. What I said in the interview was, I don't think that press conferences are that important as other parts of the game. That's what I said in the interview. Then suddenly now I've got this appeared on my screen that I've made a promise to improve my press conferences. I did no such thing. And the game makes things up. It makes things up as it goes along. Oh, I need to make it harder, so I'm just going to make this up that he did that. That's what it does. It's incredible. So I think Manchester City are going to play control possession, aren't they? Yeah. So we need to have a higher line. I'm not going to trigger press so often because they're too good. We're going to go attacking. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 1, 2, 3. No, 4 attacking is good enough. 4 or 5 for attacking is good enough. Maybe I should put Diallo on attack as well, if we're attacking. Let's make a mockery of the game. Probably have me beat Manchester City now. That's how stupid the game can be. Yeah, 14th, headed for relegation. But you've got me to the point where I actually don't care anymore. I really don't care. The board's expectation is to avoid relegation. But they probably are getting a bit worried now. They're not getting worried. I would be getting worried because I know the game better than they do. I'm not even going to do any opposition instructions. We're just going to go out there and attack the shit out of them. I'll just let the assistant do that once we get to the team setup, because I don't care. If the game's not taking it seriously, neither am I. Okay, we're done. Whatever. And I'm going to go to key highlights because I'm not even going to look at the game. Do what you like. You've already made your mind up, so do what you like. Oh, what was that? I didn't even have time to see that. Somebody got an injury. Looks like Cole Palmer's injured. He's recovering, just. Ah, oh, bloody hell. He always gets 2 against me. Always. Oh, bloody hell. It doesn't always have to be Haaland who gets 2 against me. Other players play for Manchester City, you know. Ah, this game drives me nuts. Thank God I'm going on holiday in 2 weeks and I'm 6 weeks away from the game. Thank God. And even in the Newcastle save, we were like 10 years in the future. That's his second. He always gets 2. Even when we were like 10 years in the future, Haaland was still miles ahead in terms of the Golden Boot. Even though that we hammered them in the league, we won the league by 12 clear points, I think. Haaland still got the Golden Boot by a million miles. Let's lose 25-0, FM. Go on. Make me go very attacking. I'm just done. I'm done with this game. It's stupid. We're going to play like this for the rest of the season. It is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. And I know, because I know what it's doing. And there is no way my reserve team should be top of the Europa League. That is my reserve team that's top of the Europa League. And it's just too predictable. Let's ask my... Oh, wrong one. I don't even want to see what's going on the pitch. Why? Oh, it's the same, is it? Well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. That's how stupid the game is. So it would not surprise me. And why does Haaland never get injured? I was like, except when you manage Manchester City. I managed Manchester City once, and he got injured straight away. Come on. It's a stupid piece of software. I've had enough of it. And it's doing exactly what it wants to now. And I know that we're going to finish in 16th or 17th And it doesn't matter what I do, it's going to be the same result. And we're going to get knocked out probably in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Yeah, go out and play without pressure. Go and have some fun. Well, there's nothing there, I can tell them. Go and have fun. Go on. Play with total freedom. Actually, we could be more expressive and take that off. Play with total freedom. I don't think there's a comeback on the cards. If there is, then this game is really stupid because I'm just trying to lose it. You shouldn't be playing attacking. Let's go very attacking. You shouldn't be doing that against Manchester City. Just shows how bad Manchester City are, is that they've only scored twice. But it's interesting that Haaland has a brace. Just exactly what I said. Haaland would get a brace. And he did. He always gets two against me. Always. That's it. Just give them a hatchet job. And another one. And then Manchester City must be so bad because I'm now very attacking, leaving so much space behind me that they've only scored two. They must be so bad. No, three now. But it wasn't Haaland, at least, because he's got his brace now. So I do need to make substitutions. Can't ignore the substitute. Look at my defence. It doesn't matter. That's 6.1 for Diallo. He's for sale. I don't think he's had a good game. Diallo. Gould can play there. Luca can come on. Well, just change the front players. And Hartel, Fernandez, and Humphreys or Unavar. Unavar is dreadful as well. But I don't have a left winger, so Humphreys can come on. So that they can all have a 6.1. Consolation, yeah. Inspired substitutions. Oh God, what a silly game. So that's how I'm going to play from now on. I'm just going to play attacking and very attacking. 4 goals for a comeback. We've still got half an hour to play. Proceed with... What tactical change did I make? I didn't make a tactical change. I made some substitutions. I don't think I made a tactical change, though. So I think I'll make a tactical change. Which side is De Bruyne? I don't care. The game's going on. So, who is sitting at the base? Fernandez. So I will take part in the game on one occasion. Are we gonna score again? Just because I made all attacking substitutions? No, at least we're not gonna have that embarrassment. We've still got the ball though. Oh, Luca, you should have actually scored then. We're very attacking. We've only actually had 4 shots. The aim of the save was to do a championship, and then just show how you can save yourself in the first season in the Prem. A lot of people find that's the most difficult. Clear it then. The most difficult part of the game is that transition between Championship and Prem. That is probably, and they're probably right, it's the hardest thing. That once you conquer that, then you can pretty much do anything. And then not only did we survive, we finished in 12th, I think, and then also won the FA Cup. How? I don't know. We had a dreadful team. And so just thought, well, okay, we're in Europe. We've got to play on. I wanted to see what kind of transfer budget. But of course, I'd completely forgotten what was going to happen. Because you can't, in your second season in the Prem, you can't compete in Europe. It's just not possible. And so it's already predetermined. And I'll stake my reputation on the fact that we will get to the quarterfinals of Europe, but we'll be in a relegation battle in the Premier League. That is predetermined, and it's going that way already. So I've just given up, and I can't actually see the point of doing anything other than trying to mess the game up now. We're just going to play every game very attacking and try and mess with the software, and because it's just going to run the course that it's already predetermined to run. And whatever I am doing, the instructions I am giving my teams, yeah, a little, we overachieved by 1,000,000 miles. So now the instructions that I am giving my team in-game and pre-game are only working for Europe. They are not working for the Prem, the instructions I'm giving, but they work for Europe. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. So it's pointless trying to... You can see we're like really now struggling in the Prem. And yet, in Europe, top of the pile. So you tell me, and this team that I've played in Europe has been my reserve team. So you tell me if that makes any sense. But it's because it's predetermined. We've way overachieved, and that's how it's going to be now. And I have to get used to it or try to mess with the software. So I'm going to mess with the software and see how the software deals with me messing with it. Straight into training. No, I can't do that because they've got to play again. So you can see that we got off to a great start. We won the Community Shield. I don't know how. And then we beat Leicester. We had a good draw against Leicester, beat West Ham, beat Wolves. We then suddenly start playing in the Europe. We can't win a bloody football match, apart from the 3 in Europe. It's stupid. It's predetermined. And there's nothing that I can do about it. Apart from click, go on holiday and come back at the end of the season, because it will be the same outcome. It's just ridiculous. Right, I'm done for today. I need a cup of tea and something to eat. It is the most ridiculous thing. I should never have carried on, because I know exactly what's going to happen, and there's no point to this. I can't show anybody what is the way out of this, because we can clearly see It's not listening to any of my instructions in the Premier League, and it is listening to my instructions in Europe. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Why is my reserve team listening to my instructions in Europe, and we've scored 14 goals in 3 games in Europe, thrashed everybody. So that's my reserve team. My first team are not listening to the instructions and can't hit a barn door if it fell on them. And it's, we haven't played really difficult teams. We've played Aston Villa and Brentford. We beat Leeds. I don't know how. But before, we lost to Sunderland, lost to Brighton. We're not playing really tough Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham, Man City runs. It just will not let me win in the Premier League. And that's the way it is. So I will just try and mess with the software. I'm going to play in key highlights. I'm not interested in Europe. That's why I'm playing the reserve team. But it's just going to do its own thing. It's predetermined because I've way overachieved. It's predetermined now. Nothing I can do. Anyway, guys, thanks for putting up with me today. I really don't want to do it. I want to get through this now as fast as possible. So I'm going into key highlights. I'm not taking any time over it in the next one. So if you don't want to turn up in the next one, that's fine. I have lost total interest in it because I know how predetermined this is now. And I'm going to forecast that we're going to finish 16th or 17th and get knocked out in the quarterfinals of Europa. And I'll promise you that's how it's going to turn out. I've played this game for too long. So enough for today. I'll come back on Monday and we'll get through as many bloody games as possible in key highlights. I wish I could do instant result at this point. But the problem that I've got here is that until the players improve, this doesn't improve. So I guess I'll see some of you on Monday, but probably not all of you. Enjoy your there will be Manchester United torture on Sunday night as well. That is just so bad as well. So enjoy your FA Cup weekend, guys, and I'll see some of you soon. Take care, be safe. Enough for now. Cheers, boys. Thanks. Bye-bye.